students, in the last class we discussed that food components and its types and their importance, and test for carbohydrates, proteins, fats. Now coming to the next topic, that is roughages. Today we are going to discuss about roughages. Roughages and water are the two main components along with the carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. These two also two important components. They are roughages and water. Today, now we are going to discuss about roughages and water. First, coming to roughages. What are roughages? Roughages are the kind of carbohydrates, are one kind of carbohydrates that our body fails to digest it. Roughages are also called as dietary fibers. Roughages are also called as dietary fibers. Roughages are one type of carbohydrates that our body fails to digest it, isn't it? Not only that, it prevents the constipation. That means, what is constipation? Difficulty in motion. That means, by taking the roughages, the roughages foods, we can avoid, we can prevent constipation. Constipation means in motion. Then where we find these roughages? Where we find these roughages? What are the sources of roughages? How can we find these roughages? In which fruits and vegetables? Means, let us see. Roughages are mainly found in ribbed gourd, bunch beans, sweet potato, wheat, rice bran, cherries, brinjal, mango, pear, sweet potato, carrots, tomato, apple, grapes, watermelon, potatoes, banana. These are the sources of roughages. That means, if we take these roughages, we can be very healthy and that our body digests the food. Next important topic is water. Water is one of the most important components. We should drink plenty of water. Now, I will say how the water is useful to us. What is the importance of water? Take one pipe and take one piece of sponge and try to put the piece of sponge into the pipe. Then what happened? It's moving difficultly. That means the piece of sponge is moving very difficulty to the pipe. When dip this sponge into the water and then try to keep the sponge into the pipe. Then what happened? What you all observe now? Yes, it's moved freely and easily. That means, if we think the pipe is like a digestive tract in our human body, that means esophagus or a food pipe in our body. The food is if we eat food with the help of the water only, it moves, the food moves easily into the digestive tract. So that only we must drink plenty of water, which is essential, which is needed to our body. Next, based on that is thali. Thali. What is thali? Thali is a Hindi word. It came from the Hindi word. That means in Hindi it is a large plate. Thali means large plate. That means the plate which contains a full meals. Full meals. There is a balanced diet. What is a balanced diet? In the food which we take, the food contains more amount of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals in the proper proportions. The food which we take, the food contains proper amount of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals in proper portions. That food is said to be balanced diet. So that only the thali is a large plate which contains a meal. In that meals, we should maintain the balanced diet. The balanced diet, what is the balanced diet? If we want to follow the balanced diet, we must follow the 4 steps. That means, first one, adequately. What is the meaning of adequately? Adequately means sufficient. Adequately means sufficient. That means cereals, pulses, milk, etc. should be taken adequately. That means sufficiently, we must eat cereal. Plenty. Plenty means large quantity. What is the meaning of plenty? Plenty means large quantity. That means fruits like vegetables, leafy vegetables, fruits, vegetables, leafy vegetables. These are all food items we can take plenty. That means we can eat large quantity. Next one is moderately. Moderately means to certain extent only. That means a certain mark, to certain limit only. Cooking oils, animals, foods should be used moderately. That means not heavily, just up to the limit only we can eat. We should eat more limit cooking oils, animals and foods. Sparingly. Sparingly means, the meaning of sparingly is small quantities. That means very little quantity only. The food items like ghee, butter, cheese must be used sparingly. That means only little quantity is needed for this. And then along with this, we should avoid junk foods. Junk food should be avoided, like pizza, burger, whatever the bakery items we should avoid, and eat the dietary fibers, roughages, which clean our body. Roughages which clean our body and digest easily, which help in the free bowel movement. Next, about history of food nutrition. In the year 1752, James Lind observed that discovery of scurvy. Scurvy. Do you know what is scurvy? The bleeding of gums. The gum bleeding is a disease called as scurvy. Can be cured by eating fresh fruits and vegetables. That means by eating the fresh fruits and vegetables, we can avoid the disease called scurvy. It was discovered by James Lind in the year 1752. This is about the first lesson. Just recall once. First lesson, what we discussed up to now. Food components. How many types of food components? 5. What are they? Carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Next are the 2 other important components. What are they? They are roughages and water. These are the main important components. Up to now we discussed that. In the next class I will say the remaining lesson. Up to now the first lesson is completed.